Welcome, my friends of the interwebs. This is just going to be a update video, I guess. Just a little general, what's going on, what's happened, what will be happening, all that good stuff. God, it's hot today. I tell you, it's one of the hotter days so far. But, you know, we are into the middle of July. So, but actually my asthma's not too bad today. I know some of you have noticed that sometimes I get a little breathy. It's because the lungs don't want to function properly. But, you know, it is what it is. We all have our crosses to bear, so they say. Okay, first things first, what's going on? Oh, I do want to tell you, look, I just got back from Walmart. I'm going to show you my ammo haul. See, I'm like one of those 14-year-old chicks in our bedrooms making shit tons of money doing ammo hauls. Actually, they do, I don't know, shit that they bought at Forever 21 or whatever. CCI Stinger 22 long rifle. This is the first time in a very, very long time that I have seen 22 long rifle anywhere, especially in Walmart. It's just 32 grain, you know, varmint. I've never shot the Stinger. I've shot the other CCI mini mags or whatever they're. Yeah, I think mini mags. I have a shit ton of the Remington Golden Bullet, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. But you know, they limit you to 3 boxes, and since it's the first time I've seen it in a long time, I felt the need to buy them. What did I pay for the boxes? They were $6.47 a box, and then I found for $39.97. I thought that was a good deal. 100 rounds of Federal 223, 55 grain full metal jacket. That's right. So that's my ammo haul. That's really all they had worth having. I didn't feel like, you know, I didn't really need any more than that as far as 223 goes. And 223 and 7.62 hasn't been hard to find, and I kind of do have a bunch of it. So, you know, it's one of those things. It's the first time I've seen a 100 round box though, and that's kind of why I bought it. You know, because I like to buy bulk. All right, what's going on with the Canon 70D? Excuse me, yeah, 70D DSLR. I love this camera. This camera has been epic. The camera has been awesome. Some of you have noticed though that, like in this video, I'm clearly not using it. Well, there are times when it makes sense to use my Canon Vixia, which is what I'm using right now. Like right now, I wanted to talk about this camera, so you know. And by the way, when you watch some of my videos, especially with the Colonel's Angels, somebody called them that the other day, and I'm like, you know, I like that. You'll hear me clicking off photos and obviously using the Vixia to film them, doing whatever, shooting guns, whatever. But I love this. I'm gonna be doing a short film soon. The script for the most part is done. I've got the casting done. Now it's just a matter of being able to coordinate everybody's schedules. It would be nice to be able to film that next week. It's going to be a very short film. It's probably going to only be a 2-day shoot. I need to put a couple of key players together, not talent-wise, but you know, I need to get a sound guy. I've got good sound equipment, but I can't do all things all at the same time. In fact, I may even try to get a cameraman and just me do the directing duties. So I've joined a couple of Facebook groups that are local filmmakers, and I'm going to see if I can't find somebody or find a couple guys that'll help out. But I'm really looking forward to that. You know, I mean, here's the thing. I've told you guys before, I've been really kind of bored, you know, I've been doing this YouTube thing for so long. You know, it just kind of gets boring to me, and I'm just looking for something, you know, a challenge of some kind. Now, I don't know if my film's going to make it. I'm not raising any money to do the film. I'm going to do it on a shoestring. I'm going to try to do it all myself, budget-wise. You know what? And I want to segue into something very, very important. I know we're already over 4 minutes, but please hang out with this. Okay, and it goes to raising money, crowdsourcing. You see this on YouTube. Krista and I did it in some sense to get her some firearms training I think it was last summer, whenever it was. Right now, the Haas USMC is doing it because he's trying to raise some money for doing a documentary. James Yeager did it because he was raising money to do a documentary. And people use different forms of crowd funding. You know, some people use Kickstarter, some people use Indiegogo. There's probably half a dozen decent ones out there. But I want to talk about this for just a minute. Now, I know you just heard me say that I'm going to fund my own short film. Well, to be honest with you, it's a very short film, and you know, it's just what I decided to do. If it was going to be a bigger production, I probably would have had to do some kind of crowdsourcing, whatever you want to call it, raise some kind of money. People don't realize how expensive it is to produce content. Now, some people do know, and for whatever reason, I don't know. I want to talk to you guys real quickly about a kind of a philosophy, or maybe not a philosophy, but I can't think of what this would be called, but it's kind of an illustration of what's going on right now, especially in the firearms community. Okay, and it's called crabs in a bucket. Now, any of you who have any experience with crabbing, okay, you know, if you've ever caught crabs before and you had them in a bucket, you know that they all try to do the same thing, which is get the hell out of the bucket. Crabs are very unique in this, in the sense that if you put 4 crabs in a bucket, let's say 3 crabs in a bucket. You got 3 crabs in a bucket. All 3 are going to try to get out of that bucket. All 3 of them. None of them will help each other get out of that bucket. And the minute that one of them almost makes it out of the bucket, sure as shit, one or the other 2 is going to drag them back down. Every freaking time. You put crabs in a bucket, you do not have to worry about them escaping, because they will fuck each other over. Okay, and it's just the way it is. Now, what am I talking about in regards to crowdfunding or sourcing, trying to raise money for different projects and things like that? Let me say this. For the first time in the history of the known world, in the history of human existence, the little guy, and I mean the little guy is in sense people that are not multimillionaires, okay? The little guy can actually do something for himself, can actually pull himself out of the damn bucket, okay? The little guy can actually do something special. He can start a YouTube channel, for example. He can develop a fan base. He can solicit that fan base to help fund projects that he may have. In the old days, you would have had to go hat in hand to the powers that be and beg for money. Okay, that's the way it worked. If you wanted to make a film, or if you wanted to make a documentary, if you wanted to do any number of things, you had to go to the powers that be and give up most of the control. That's what you had to do. But times have changed. You know, I'm old enough to remember the internet when it first started, and I can remember, or I shouldn't say when it first started, because it started before I was born, but when the World Wide Web first started, let's put it that way. I can remember the promise that was made to people that this was going to level the field, and this was going to allow people to do all kinds of things. You could get self-published in your books and actually sell them. You could do your own music and actually sell them. I mean, these are things that are starting to come true. And I see this all the time with artists. For example, I know, in fact, I have donated to musicians who were trying to raise money to be able to get some studio time, so they could go ahead and put out a decent LP or EP, whatever they call it, a decent record, decent CD, and sell it, you know. And I gladly helped support that, because that's what I'm talking about. See, in the old days, you would have had to peddle your demo tapes to everybody under the sun, from Decca to RCA to whoever, to Apple, and they would have either told you yay or nay, and most likely it was nay. Things are different now, okay? But here's the part that kills me, and this goes back to the crabs in a bucket thing. I watched Haas USMC, which, by the way, I sent Haas some money, and I hope it helps him, okay? And that was my decision. Nobody forced me to do it. Haas damn sure didn't force me to do it. He made a plea. He let me know what he was doing, let us all know, in fact, and you know what? I liked it. So I decided to go ahead and dig into my pocket and throw it at it, you know? So here's kind of my thing. I'm reading the comments to Haas's video. One of the videos, he's done a few of them now, actually promoting his documentary, his Kickstarter campaign to fund the documentary. And I'm reading the comments, and I'm hearing people use terms like e-beggar. Okay? I'm hearing people say all kinds of horrible things about Haas and about people like James Yeager, who raised money, which I supported also. I see this, and I'm listening to this, I'm reading this, and I'm comprehending this, and I'm thinking to myself, crabs in a bucket. Literally, crabs in a bucket. I mean, and that's really pathetic and sad to me. When I see people use the words, or the term e-beggar, I think to myself, really? You're not a thinker, are you? You're really not a thinker, are you? Because if you were a thinker, you wouldn't be throwing terms like e-beggar around. Now, maybe you are a thinker, but the thing that's overwhelming your thought process is jealousy. Maybe for whatever reason, you're just bitter. I don't really know. All I know is that you are a crab in a bucket, trying to drag every motherfucker down that's trying to get out of the bucket. And like I said, for the first time in human existence, the little guy actually has a shot at doing something. You know, here's the thing. If you want to spend your YouTube life or your internet life, whatever, doing, you know, whatever, I don't know, showing people how you grill a steak. You know, I mean, you're cooking dinner for yourself anyway. You put the camera on, big fucking deal, no big deal. So you think, fuck it. Why the fuck would people be raising money? I'm not asking for people to buy my steak. It's very short-sighted and very small thinking. Because if you really want to do something special, it takes money. Well, let me give you an example. This camera, I bought this camera with my own money. Okay? Young filmmakers couldn't do that. Hell, a lot of I barely could do it myself. This was, I don't know, what, $1,300, $1,400? I don't even remember now. Bought a couple of lenses. You know, the lenses were another, and I don't even have all the lenses that I really could use. But the truth is, I bought a 10 to 18. I think that was $300. And I bought a 40 millimeter prime, and I think, what did I pay for that? I don't know, another $300. I'm just taking a stab. I don't remember. I got a video on it. You know, here's the thing. It takes money to do something right. Yeah, you can film yourself lighting farts on fire, and it's not going to cost you much. But if you really want to do something special, then it's going to cost you. You know, so, you know, it goes back to what I'm trying to tell you guys is that, you know, for once in human existence, we can actually do something. The little guys, the people that weren't born with a silver spoon. My last name's not Kennedy, you know, and it's damn sure not Gates or Jobs or any of the rest of the gazillionaires on this planet. And neither is Haas. Haas wasn't born into money, but he's trying to do something with his life. And you know what? It made me feel good to throw a little money at that. It did. It made me feel good. And I hope he succeeds. And James Yeager, I hope he succeeds too. You know, and everybody else has tried to do something and needed to raise a little money and do it. You know, God bless them. And I hope the best for them. I really do. Anyway, this is already 12 minutes, 40 seconds. I don't freaking know, guys. But that's just how I feel about that. You know. It just disgusts me when I see people throw the term e-beggar out there because it's just literally crabs in a bucket. For fuck's sake, let a crab get out of a bucket now and again. So anyway, go check out Walmart. Maybe they've got some of this. I don't know. I'm going to do another video here shortly because this one's getting too long and I do have some more stuff to say. I want to talk about my ladies. I want to talk about my ladies and tell you what's up with that because there's some interesting things on the horizon. So anyway, that'll be the next video. See ya!